Working here. I think we got this. There was some technical difficulty. It's like Vampire fucking Central, but yeah, I tried getting on live and that shit froze. And then I wanted to edit what the fucking topic was, and it didn't let me. And then it didn't let me go on live again. So I was like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna restart my phone and go on live again. So now we're apparently up and running. So yeah, I just want to talk about some shit in terms of manifesting. First, I'm gonna start off with a fucking sermon, how I always do, and this sermon is gonna be called "It's Already Done. You Don't Need to Do Shit." And what I mean by this is once you declare something as done, you literally do not need to do shit. You say it is done. That's it. God said, let there be light. He ain't go looking around for an electrician. You know what I'm saying? He was just like, let there be light, and boom, the light fucking was. So when you are wanting something and you understand that it's already done and that the action to be taken is going to be either no action or inspired action, which inspired action means that you don't realize that you're fucking performing any action. You're just kind of like being moved by the current. That's all you need to do. You just need to roll with it. Now, the techniques and the scripting and the visualizing and the affirmations, all of this shit is there to help you stay in the state of the wish fulfilled. Because when Neville Goddard was talking about going to Barbados, he ain't do jack shit, as the story goes, to get to Barbados. He just visualized that he was there every fucking night before he went to sleep, but he didn't do anything in the 3D. So what I want you guys to understand is that when you say something is done and you know that with the conviction, the way that you know your motherfucking name, you don't need to do anything. The way will be moved for you. The doors will thing. The techniques are helping you if you have a belief system that contradicts the thing, so that you can utilize the repetition of the new story to embed that story into your subconscious mind and negate the old belief pattern. But you're not doing it to get the thing. You already have the thing. So the only thing that is standing in the way between you and what the fuck you want is that you believe that there's an obstacle, or that you believe you have to do something. Because just, a lot of like motherfuckers are just like, well, what do I need to do to get this? And it's like, you don't need to do shit. Manifestation is not go to your 9 to 5 job, get a paycheck, and go home. That's not how manifestation works, which is what makes it so magical in a way, because you don't know how the desire is going to go, but it requires a level of trust that your fucking 9 to 5 job, oh, thank you for this gift, that your 9 to 5 job just, it's like a totally different ball game. It's like you're talking about the rules of tennis compared to the rules for fucking baseball. It's like, no, you go to work, your paycheck is coming through on this date of every month. Okay, that's it. Boom, you clock in, you get your fucking money. You know that, right? Manifestation is done now. Now, how you guarantee the success of your manifestation in the 3D is you put in the work to not derail it. That is your only job, to stay the fuck out of the way. That's your job, okay? You say creation is finished, it is done, that's it, and you know it the way you know your fucking name. It's happening, okay? It's happening right now, and that's why you can have an instant manifestation. That's why you can manifest millions of dollars in a fucking matter of seconds. That's why things can shift instantly, okay? Because you're not using logic and you're not working a regular job. But the thing with manifestation is it requires knowing. And if you are not to the point of the knowingness where you are just, you're maybe stepping your foot in the fucking water for the manifestation community, you're like, well, I think this could work. I believe it could work. You have to have faith and you have to trust And then that's going to get you to the fucking knowing. Okay, you have to know that the unseen is more powerful than the seen. That's what they said. I don't know if any of you fucking remember that movie, Final Destination. I think it was Final Destination 1, because they had like so many of them. Great fucking series, by the way. But in the first one, they said, when they would give, spoiler alert, they were like at the fucking funeral for whoever the fuck it was. I don't know. So many motherfuckers just in that movie. I don't know who it was, but they were like, for what is seen is temporary and what is unseen is eternal. That's the way that you have to think of your manifestation. What is seen is temporary. The 3D is temporary, but what is unseen, you carry that with you always. So this is why you're always manifesting, because you're constantly thinking of new things that you want to do and new experiences that you want to have. So you have to understand that what's going on in your mind, be it a visualization or a thought or whatever the fuck, that is eternal. You are carrying that with you as God consciousness. What is seen in the 3D is temporary. Okay, this is why I said in one of the latest videos that I fucking posted, was that if you are idolizing a false god, which you do if you're looking at a 3D circumstance and you're saying, but this is the obstacle, or if you're looking at what a motherfucker said and you're saying that's the obstacle, you're looking at your bank balance and you're saying, but what is going on here? You just misplaced your focus, because your focus, your job, your only job with the manifestation, you know it is done, and you stay firm right here, right in your fucking mind, that it's done. And you carry yourself like it's fucking done. And that's what it is. You don't, and okay, because someone's going to ask, because I get asked this a lot, right? Motherfuckers, I will answer questions a little bit. I just, you know me, I start going off on a fucking sermon whenever I jump on the fucking phone over here. So I'll get to questions in a little bit, but this is what I get asked very frequently. Motherfuckers be like, but you know, what is the wish fulfilled? What is that? Right? And the wish fulfilled is when you're in that state, you know what your fucking name is. If a motherfucker comes up to you, right? Your name is Bob, okay? Your name is Bob, and someone's trying to call you Michael, okay? Yo, Michael, and you're like, you're not even gonna fucking look because you're Bob, right? You're not even gonna look. But if a motherfucker comes up to you and taps you on the shoulder, Michael, you'd be like, what? Like, you would be confused as fuck, and then you're gonna get irritated like, I'm Bob, I don't know who the fuck is Michael. Like, you're not even gonna entertain that. You're not gonna be offended. You're not gonna take it seriously, right? And that is the example I could give you of a fucking 3D circumstance, right? You're fucking multi-millionaire. You look at your fucking bank balance. Why would that offend you? You're a multi-millionaire. You have to go with the identity of this is who you are. And that's in every area of your life. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you. Thank you so much. So that's the state of the wish fulfilled. If your name is Bob, you ain't turn around when someone says Michael. You ain't doing it. You're just like, that's not for me. I don't know what the fuck is going on, right? And here's the thing. If you get triggered by the 3D, you know who's getting triggered? It's not you. It's not your God self, because your God self has already said, yo, all this shit is lit right here. I already got everything I want because I fucking am that motherfucker now. Your ego gets fucking triggered by the 3D because you have an app, a belief system running in the background, and it's saying, oh, but look at this. This is trying to keep you in the same position that you've been in, not because it feels good, but because it's comfortable. Okay, thank you for the gift. Woohoo! So you can't, whenever you're triggered, you're not being triggered, your ego is being triggered because it wants to keep you in the same spot. So if that puts shit into perspective, okay, you are never triggered because your God self has every motherfucking thing that you want, and it has it right now. Your ego is just triggered because it's saying, oh, but look over here. We gotta like get some feelings up into this motherfucker so that they can stay in the same place that they always were. And that's the difference. So when you are in the state of the wish fulfilled, there's going to be no reaction, just like your name is Bob and some motherfuckers hollering for Michael. You're just going to keep on walking. You're like, I don't know what the fuck is going on. You see your bank balance. I don't know what the fuck this shit is. Okay. Anything SP says, okay, who cares? Right? What your doctor says, okay, who cares? Right? Because you have fully assumed the identity of the motherfucker that already has it. So there's not going to be anything that is going to steer you astray from the fucking identity. And that is what Neville fucking means when he says the state of the wish fulfilled. Assume the state. In every moment, okay, in every moment, you're just like, yo, who am I being? Okay. And your state shifts in every fucking moment. Okay. Like the second you jumped on here, you were in a different state than the second that this moment is now, right? Or maybe you're not. But how you can tell who you are in the moment is, what am I thinking? Who am I being? So if you're flipping out when you get a fucking bill, you're not the millionaire motherfucker. Because the millionaire motherfucker has an accountant that the bills are going directly to. The millionaire motherfucker ain't even looking at the bills, okay? You see what I'm saying? That's how you know, okay? The SP said some bullshit to you and you fucking freak out and shit. You're not being the motherfucker in the relationship. No, because the motherfucker in the relationship is confident that their SP is with them and only them. That's it. So that's how you could tell at every moment. And if you're looking for validation from the outside, okay, you're only going to get what you're looking for. So I see so many motherfuckers. They be like, I saw an angel number today, and they be all fucking wetting their panties and shit. And I'm like, did you get the thing that you want? No. Okay, then why are you getting excited? You see what I'm saying? Unless you have the thing tangible in 3D, you do not have your manifestation. That's just the truth. So if an angel number fucking, gives you a fucking hard on in the fucking moment, then okay, that's what's getting you off. But why are you getting off on some shit that ain't what you want? You see what I'm saying? Because number one, the motherfucker that has the shit, they're not looking for signs that they have the shit. They're not getting excited. They're just like, yeah, I have it. And what? What you gonna do about it? Nothing, right? That's the difference. So if you're looking for signs and evidence that it's happening, then you're going to create the signs and the evidence that it's happening, but you're not creating the thing, because now you took your focus from looking at what you want as a finished product, and you're looking for puzzle pieces of the motherfucker. So why are you looking for puzzle pieces when the whole thing is already assembled? You see, ask yourself that, friend. Ask yourself why you look. Oh my God, I saw 11:11 on the clock. I don't give a shit. I really fucking don't, and you shouldn't either. Do you have what you want? No. Then don't look at the fucking numbers. Just say, what I want is already here. Don't matter what the fuck the number says on the clock. Don't fucking matter. What matters is where you place your focus. And I don't think a lot of motherfuckers understand this shit to this degree, okay? What do you want? You gotta decide. You gotta fucking decide what you want. Because if you're not clear, and if you're not specific, remember, the outer is only a reflection of you. So you're gonna get weird inconsistencies of what it is that you want because you're not clear. So the more clear you are, let's say you manifested a fucking home, okay? And you want this dream house. This shit is on fucking Sycamore Avenue, okay? In West Palm Beach or wherever the fuck that shit is, okay? And the house is white and it has like blue tile bathroom or some shit, okay? That's specific. And you say, this is the house that I want. And you get as specific as you can. This is my house. This is my house. This is my house. And you specific, right? A house shows up that's similar, but it has a red tile bathroom. That ain't what you fucking want. Then it's up to you. You accept the red tile bathroom, or do you want exactly what you want? You see what I'm saying? So when you're specific, the more specific you are about a certain thing, the better it is for you. Okay? Now let's say you're not specific about a thing. Okay, if you're not fucking specific, you just know that you want to live in a tropical climate, then you're just gonna say, I'm living in a tropical climate, there's palm trees whenever I walk outside, right? And then it'll bring you things like that. But that's only if you really, you're unsure, you don't really care, you just want something, what is the fucking word I'm looking for? You just want something that is like a ballpark, like you want a big frame and you really don't care, then yeah, you don't need to be that specific. But if you, especially with a specific person, okay, you got to be specific about them. So yeah, general. Yeah, that's it. Thank you for for fucking saying the word. Yes. So if you're general, you have an idea, but you just so you want to be in a tropical climate, palm trees outside, then that's what you focus on. But if you want a specific house that looks a certain way, then the more specific you are, the better. Okay? Because everything is a reflection of you. So when I say universe, you could just use whatever the fuck you want. Holographic reality, the mirror, the matrix, whatever the fuck you want. Whatever, the mirror reflection is gonna show what's going on within you. So if you, oh shit, you manifest your jobs that way, yeah, that's how you do that, like, so it depends. If you don't really care, if you just have like a ballpark of what you want to be doing, where you want to be, the type of relationship you want, then that's fine. Shit will rise to meet you there. But if you know exactly what you want and it is a specific thing, you have to get specific about it. Because if you're like, well, I don't know if I want this house or I want that house, then guess what? You're going to get that wavering reality in the 3D back to you. So what I would recommend with the manifesting, okay, because I got off on a tangent, but decide what it is that you want, okay, because only you know what it is that you want, and there's no desire that's too big or too small, okay? It could be whatever the fuck, whoever the fuck, okay? A certain type of lifestyle. You know what you want, and you know that you want it. That's it. You don't even need to ask yourself why. You just say, I want it. That's it, okay? You want this thing, your job, your only job in manifesting, this is what it is. That's it. It's done. If anything in the 3D tries to tell you different, the 3D, number one, ain't telling you shit. But if it pops up in front of your face and you're like, this is not what I want, you're not reacting, you're not getting mad, you're not trying to fucking Mike Tyson a goddamn motherfucking 3D circumstance. What you're doing is like, I don't prefer this, so I'm going to ignore it. This is what I want. That's all you have to do. Because if you're getting heated and emotional in the 3D, which most likely everyone has at a certain point or another, you're really just, you're fighting with shit in a toilet bowl. That shit is already expired. It's fucking garbage. It needs to be flushed. But the only thing that's keeping this fucking extinct situation in your 3D is your focus on it. Because wherever you focus on, you don't need to feel it real and be happy and fucking force yourself to fucking orgasm every 6 seconds of the thing. Okay? You could be feeling like shit, but you're just like, yeah, I still have what I want, so it doesn't matter. Because there have been days, I'm sure you felt like shit, but you know that you have your house, you know that you have your car, you know that you have your bed, you know that you have the fucking shirt that you're fucking wearing, right? So your feeling is not changing, right? That's the difference. You know that you have that thing. You're not concerned with it. So the more confident you are with knowing that you already have the thing, even if you can't see it, and just knowing that it's done, you're not even going to care what's going on in the 3D. So there's like a chat going on. So that's what I want you to keep in mind, okay? Know what you want, decide what you want. If anything tries to present to you something that is not what you want, you're not going to even entertain that. You'll be like, this is not what I want, bro. I don't want this shit. Moving on. This is what I want. And this is the fucking Bible verse that I'm going to say. I have it on my phone, but my phone's on doing this live stream. So it's about that, and I talk about this a lot. It's about this motherfucker he's pounding on the door. It's fucking 3 o'clock in the morning, okay? Olden times. He's wearing like a robe and he got his sandals on or whatever the fuck in the olden time. That's just what I'm picturing, right? And he has like a little, one of those like flame fucking things in a fucking like on a stick, or you know what I'm talking about? It's like a stick, but it has a flame, like a torch. Yeah, a torch. And he's like pounding on his fucking neighbor's door because it's like fucking ancient times. There ain't no fucking street lights. And the neighbor opens the door and he's like in his fucking PJs and shit. And he's like, fuck you want, bro? It's 3 a.m. He's like, I want to borrow some loaves of bread. And he's like standing there. And the neighbor's like, my dude, it's 3 a.m. The fuck? Like, what you doing? And the neighbor's like, listen, yo, we cool. You know, we homies. I want to borrow these fucking loaves of bread. And the dude's like, nah, I got my kids in bed and shit. We're sleeping, like we already put out all the torches for the evening, like we're good, you know. And then the dude is, I want my loaves of bread. I really want my loaves of bread and I want them right now. And then this goes back and forth for a little bit, okay. And then finally the guy is like, okay, you know what, here you go, here's your loaves of bread, here's 10 loaves of bread, don't just leave me alone, okay. So he gave the motherfucker more than he originally asked for, okay? And he got what he wanted, but he got more. Not because, remember, they're neighbors, right? They're friends. Not because they're neighbors, not because they're friends, but because it was like the dude just kept on. The dude just said, I want my loaves of bread. And that's how the Bible verse fucking goes. That if you are saying something over and over fucking again, the whatever the fuck, mirror, hologram, whatever the fuck, it's going to respond. Not because it likes you, not because it favors you, not because you're neighbors, not because you're friends, but because you're just like, give me my fucking shit. I want my bread. And that's it. So anyone who's saying, okay, anyone who's saying, you know, that they're looking at time, or that there's like, you know, an old man in the sky that's fucking judging them and granting them gifts if they do right or wrong. It's not even about that. It'll be that way if you believe in time, if you believe that there is a God or a source outside of you that's granting you wishes. If you believe in coincidence, that's how you're going to see it. But it's really what you're focused on. And the last thing that I'm going to touch on before I like go to some questions here is that think of, because I've said this in a lot of my content too, if you think of some shit that occurred in your reality that you did not want to happen, you absolutely did not want that shit to happen, and you were worried about it, you were anxious about it, you had a fear of it, you would tell motherfuckers that you know that shit is gonna happen, and you're like, well, how do you know that's gonna happen? You're like, I just know. You're like all in your fucking ego, like, you know, you were like fucking, you're like, I know that shit is gonna happen, okay? There was no evidence of it. There's no sign of it. There's no fucking angel number saying this bad shit is gonna happen. No. You didn't fucking script out a fucking essay on the fucking, I deserve this shit to happen because, no, you didn't fucking do none of that. You didn't pray to no fucking old man in the sky saying, but I want this bad shit to happen. You didn't fucking do jack motherfucking shit, okay? So what you did, you were so strong in your conviction of the negative shit, you didn't need to do a technique, okay? You just thought about it. I mean, maybe you were doing inadvertent affirmations where you would be worried about the thing, thinking about it, okay? But you still created it even though you didn't want it, not because you're getting punished, not because anything is right or wrong or you don't deserve this or no. You were focused on it with such a conviction that there was no evidence of that bad shit going on. And you created it and you knew it was going to happen, but you didn't need evidence then. So why fuck you need evidence for your good shit? Part of the Earth Matrix program, because motherfuckers, in my opinion, what, you know, this fucking whatever OS, that we're all, living amongst here, right? The part of the program is to keep you stifled and to have you more focused on bad shit. Okay, so if you are focused on anything, whether it's bad or good, and you're focused on it strong enough, that shit will happen and it'll seem like it's happened out of nowhere. There are no fucking jump scares in your 3D. I fucking promise you that. It might seem like something come out of nowhere, right? Someone just wrote something here about the purge. And listen, if you believe that a purge has to happen, then that's what is going to be for you or anyone that believes in that. Now, I don't believe in that because that too is also a belief, right? Okay, just like motherfuckers that say you have to feel it real. You got to be in a good vibration. No, motherfucker. But they believe that, so it's true for them. So what I say is just your focus. Because like with the example I gave you, okay, the negative thing that you didn't want to happen, your focus was just on there. You didn't do any fucking special techniques, but it fucking happened because you said this is going to happen and it fucking happened. So you're programmed to, like, really the program is like a mind fuck because it wants to keep you stuck in like the levels of fear. I mean, that's a whole other topic, but like that's why the anxious thoughts are so, can be, I shouldn't say so because it's another belief system, but they can be, depending where you're at in your journey, they can be more addictive and they can be more noticeable. Okay, and this is, from what I see, motherfuckers that are earlier along in their consciousness journey, right? It's just the way that it's designed, okay? Negative thoughts are like, ooh, they like can bait you. That's just the way the program is designed. But also how the program is designed is that you recognize that it is just a program and you're like, oh shit. So I'm getting programmed to believe the worst in fucking every situation, right? Just look at fucking MSM, okay, where they're just like, when do you ever hear a fucking happy story on MSN? Like very rarely, okay? So it's just part of the programming. And when you break free of that level of programming, now you've elevated, another level of consciousness, and then it also becomes easier for you to manifest because everyone is always manifesting, okay? Everyone is always fucking manifesting. It's just what it is. Take a look at your life. You don't fucking believe me. And you'll see how you created shit. Good shit, bad shit, neutral shit, whatever. Because nothing is good or bad. It's how you label it. But you'll see how you created something and then it fucking happened. Okay? So when you start raising your levels of consciousness, you start seeing through the matrix and you start realizing that, oh shit, I am creating every fucking aspect of this fucking experience. Okay? And it's like tying your fucking shoelaces, okay? It's like you're always manifesting, right? But are you doing it fast? Are you good at it? You a little shaky? Like, you see what I'm saying? So conscious manifesting, which is what I should have said, right? Because you're always manifesting, but most of it is like subconsciously, at least for the earlier part of one's journey. When you're consciously manifesting, it's a skill. It's a skill like any fucking other, okay? Just like you breathe, okay? In a way, it can be a skill, even though you're doing it naturally and you're not thinking about it. Because think about it, like a fucking champion swimmer or diver or whatever the fuck, right? They can hold their breath for longer than the average motherfucker, right? But how? Everyone is always breathing. So how'd this motherfucker get to hold their breath for fucking 2 minutes, but you can't, right? Because they practice it. Even though it's a natural part of your fucking being, right? Just like manifesting, they practice how to do it. And that's why when you elevate levels of consciousness, you get so good at manifesting that you're just like, oh shit, like boom, boom, shit rolling the fuck in, okay? So the first time that you were learning how to tie shoes, you most likely didn't get it the first time. Maybe some of you did, but odds are it took you a few tries. And then now, you could probably tie your fucking shoes with your fucking eyes closed, okay? Because you're just like, yeah, this is what I do. So when you manifest and you're really good at it, the only fucking formula is, this is what I want. I know that it is done, period. Techniques are there. If like I said in the fucking beginning, if you're wavering or if you're doubting or if you have a built up belief system against a thing, but when you upgrade levels of consciousness, number one, you're upgrading it so your energy is becoming lighter. You don't have all these apps running in the background. So now the software, your fucking psyche can run like fucking lightning. I don't know what that sound effect I just did was, but you know what I'm saying, right? It's like, and I can't snap my fingers, so oh well. And I don't care about it neither. So it's like your software, because you don't have all these shitty belief systems, these apps running in the background. Now you manifest like boom, boom, boom. boom, like shit just flying out, and it's shit that you want because you know what to do. And even a master manifester, if there's a negative thought, I'm not saying you're never going to get a negative thought again. Some might not, okay? Just, but a master manifester, if a negative thought occurs, they'd be like, oh, okay, that's cute. I see what you're trying to do. This is what I want. And they're not going to take it seriously. They're really not. They're not going to feed any type of emotion that might arise from the negative thought. They're just like, this is what I want. It's done. Okay, moving on. And that's really the only key of knowing that it's done. So I'm going to have me a sip of fucking water here. Maybe I'll do some questions. I feel like every time I get on here, I just fucking talk and like the time fucking goes by. Yes, no one to change but self. That means that everyone and everything, spirit probably is talking to me. My fucking spirit, my consciousness, my fucking eye, oculus, fuck yeah. So when there's no one to change but self, what that means is that everything and everyone is a reflection of you, okay? And it could show up in sneaky fucking ways. So when you're changing yourself, it's really, you're changing the belief that you have about that particular person or about that particular experience or about that particular area in your life. So when, let's say money, right? Because I never met a motherfucker who didn't want more money. Manifesting money, okay? There's no one to change but self. You have a negative bank balance. Let's just say we use that as an example, okay? You're not, what are you gonna do? You go to the bank and say, yo, I'm a multimillionaire, give me my money. You're not gonna fucking do, I mean, you can, I guess, if you wanted to, but odds are you ain't gonna fucking do that, right? You know you're a multimillionaire, but what are you gonna do about it in the 3D? So you go on the inside, you see negative bank balance, you're like, okay, that's cute, but I'm a multimillionaire, so this is some error, this is a mistake, I'm a multimillionaire. And you're just gonna start saying that. And you're not changing anything on the outside because it's coming from you. You're not going to the bank physically saying, I'm a multimillionaire, release my millions. You're not doing that. You're doing that on the inside. And the more you do that, okay, shit is going to start flowing to you. You might get the if you have a strong belief system, an app running in the background against money. If you have no app that's detrimental to manifesting money, you might get your fucking $1 million right then and there. But if there's an app, if there's a belief system that's causing the resistance, because you're like, I'm a multimillionaire, this bank statement means shit. You are changing yourself, but then the ego might kick in and be like, bruh, did you just fucking see your bank balance? You got fucking negative $73 in there. Fuck is wrong with you? And then the longer you entertain that voice, longer time it's going to take in the 3D. But when you're changing yourself, you're not doing anything on the 3D to force an answer or to force an outcome. You're just going inside and you're just content with the knowingness. And this could be for any situation. It could be for a fucking health situation. It could be for body image. It could be for a specific person. Obviously, you all know that. So you're just going on the inside and you keep persisting on the inside. You manifested friends and people by thinking they're a cool person. Yeah, there you go. Because remember, they have to reflect that back to you. So if you're like, oh, they look like they're cool, then they're going to get that vibe from you through however, the thought transmission works to how they talk to themselves in their mind. Be like, I want to be friends with this motherfucker. Okay, because what are they getting? Cool motherfucker and friend. So that's how they're going to behave. You manifested cash. Hell yeah. Fuck yeah. That's so good. I mean, you guys are always manifesting. You have so many examples, I'm sure, of how you manifested. And, the manifestations... Okay, and I hear this from a lot of motherfuckers too, is like the shit that you don't really care about, that you don't have an app that is directly contradicting that. Like if you just say, oh yeah, whenever I drive, all the lights always turn green. If you don't care about that, it's just gonna happen because this shit is fucking instant. So that's why, and again, I'm a touch on, oh good, you manifested someone to pay all your bills. Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So what you need to focus on is just the thing that you want. And if you do notice a pattern, okay, I don't, if you want to do shadow work and inner child healing and all that, I mean, that if you're into that, go right ahead. But I recommend, if there's a pattern in your fucking life and it's happened before and you notice it, what you need to do is identify what is that pattern telling you. So if you have a pattern about money and you always get cash, but you never seem to keep it, when did that first start? Okay, because here's where you're going to identify what the limiting belief is. And this is the only reason why I would recommend doing that, only if you have a pattern. If you don't have a pattern, it's just a one-time instance. You don't really need to do all, I'm going to identify where this came from. No, it is a one-time instance. But if there's a pattern, that means there's a fucking detrimental app in your psyche. So you manifest money, but you can't hang on to it, let's just say. So when was the first time that happened? Oh, because maybe when you got your first job, your parents took your first paycheck, right? So you got paid, but it was taken out of your hands and you didn't like that. You felt like, I don't know, whatever the fuck you felt, okay? It could be a range of emotions, but you didn't fucking like it. And then after that, that set a fucking program, an app in your mind that, yeah, you can manifest money, you could get it easily, but it's going to be taken from you right away. So what is that app? What is the fucking crux of the fucking matter of that app? Okay? Money, you can get money, but it never stays. You say money always stays by my side, because that's the opposite of it. So when you identify what the fucking limiting belief is in any area of your life, you say, okay, this is the app that's fucking running in the background, slowing shit down, because that's what apps do, right? They fucking slow down your fucking computer. They slow down your phone. They slow down your fucking mind. You say, okay, the opposite of this is what? Money always sticks by me. Oh yeah, I always accumulate more and more money, right? Because that's the opposite. You just start saying that. You can do that with any fucking area in your life. Yeah, I mean, you guys are like, okay, I'm like looking over here. How do you counter intrusive thoughts? There's many ways you can do that. For me, I always suggest robotic affirmations, because remember, the intrusive thoughts, it's getting replaced by a thought that you want. With the robotic affirmations, you're just saying it over and over again. So if you have an intrusive thought, again, let's say about money, right? You're just going to say, I'm wealthy. Money always comes my way. I'm always taken care of. I've always provided for. I would say pick like 3 affirmations just in regards to money that are easy for you to memorize. If you have an intrusive thought, just pick one of those 3 affirmations, or just say all 3 of them, whatever. They should be short, to the point, easy for you to remember in the moment. Repeat that over and over again. And if there's a feeling associated with the intrusive thought, you're going to let the feeling pass. You're going to acknowledge it. You're not going to suppress it. You'll be like, oh, this feeling has to do with that intrusive thought. Okay, cool. I'm going to let it go. This is my affirmation. You just say it, okay? You say it over and over again, because intrusive thought, you cannot war against a thought. This is my favorite book of all time. I think maybe the Kabbalion is up there too, but this is one of my favorite books. Ramtha, the White Book. You cannot war against a thought. You cannot what are you gonna do, bro? You fucking shank a fucking thought. You know what I'm saying? You're not fucking doing that. So you have to replace the thought. That's all you do. An intrusive thought. Well, what thought do I like? Okay, let me repeat that over and over. The intrusive thought is be like, ooh, because you're countering that fucking thought. So the intrusive thought comes in and you're like, boom, 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 boom. Robotic affirmations. And you're just, now those affirmations are going to become the dominant thought the more you repeat them. The book that I mentioned is called The White Book. And it's by Ramtha, Ramtha, and Jay-Z. Not Jay-Z. He in some shit right now, allegedly. Not that Jay-Z, but J-Z, just the 2 letters, and then Knight, like Knight with a K, like the King Arthur round table shit motherfuckers. So Let's see here. You want to use LOA to improve your grades. So, first, if you're trying to manifest anything, you want to think about what is going to be easy for you. Are you more of a visual person? Are you more with scripting? Are you more affirming? You know, and affirming, I think anyone could do, just because we're always talking to ourselves in our mind. But really, if you're a visualizer, then use that. But what method makes you feel the most secure knowing that is done? Do you visualize yourself getting good grades? Do you see it on the paper? Or are you someone who you want to affirm, I am an honor student, I always get good grades? Or do you feel more comfortable scripting it out? Okay, or even make a fucking vision board. Okay, whatever. Go on that. And whichever one feels the most comfortable, just you're an honor student. You have perfect grades. Everyone is so proud of you that you have perfect grades. Like, oh my God, that's really what you have to do. Just affirm what you want. But I do want to say, you don't need to do all that. If you want good grades, you can just declare it once right now as already done, and that's it. But if you do start to waver, that's why I mentioned those techniques, okay? Because with anything that you're manifesting, if you declare it once and you're just convicted, you made a decision and that's it, it's done, okay? Like, that's it. But if you're still a little wobbly, or if you have a belief system in there that contradicts it, then you do the techniques. So what, do desires come from the spirit? I feel like this is a loaded question, but, you know, I think it's open to interpretation. My opinion is that it just comes from your higher self, the all-seeing eye, the part of you that is everything everywhere all at once, like the God consciousness, right? It's there because it's available to you and it feels good. And your God consciousness means I fucking see this for you, homie. I see this lit ass lifestyle that you could have. And then it gives it to you through the transmission of a thought, because that's how, you know, the God consciousness communicates. It's like through a thought, because you have to interpret everything to a thought. You could see a vision of something, but you still have to articulate that to a thought. Like, you could just get a vision out of nowhere of yourself relaxing on a fucking beach in Maldives. You know what I'm saying? Look at that. I fucking, oh, well, the light went off. My fucking filter eyes look creepy as fuck, and I love it. You could imagine yourself, you could just see a vision of yourself at a beach in Maldives, right? Where you still had to translate it to a thought to know what you want. Oh, okay, here's where I want to go. Here's what I want to do. So it's just showing you something that's available to you. And every manifestation that you want, everything that you want is meant for you, because if it was not meant for you, you wouldn't even be able to think of such a thing. Because I've talked with a lot of different motherfuckers and they'll tell me that they want XYZ ABC, and I'm like, wow. And it's not something I want. Not that what they want is bad or good or right or wrong, but I'm just like, oh, okay. Because it's not something that I would have thought of, because I don't want it. Because my fucking 3D vessel would not want that. It would not enjoy that. You know what I mean? But I'm sure motherfuckers, like, if I'm saying, oh, I want this, some motherfuckers might be like, what? And I'm like, yeah, because it suits me. And that's where the individuality comes from. But yeah, you can't imagine something or conceive of a thought or an idea if you weren't meant to experience that. Now, you could change your mind at certain points, right? Like, let's say you get your manifestation that you just don't want it anymore. Like, okay, that's fine. You maybe experienced it for a little bit, but now it's like a new chapter. So you're always evolving. So maybe you wanted one manifestation and then you get it, but then throughout that course of you having that manifestation, you evolved into someone different who now you want this. So the manifestation shit doesn't shut off, and nothing is set in stone. Nothing is permanent. Nothing. And if you really want to go into how you can keep something permanent while you're in your 3D vessel where it never leaves you, is that you just say, this is always with me. This person is always by my side. But you have to stick to that story. So let's say you have a lucky fucking keychain and you're like, this is my lucky fucking keychain. It's always, whatever, right? And again, you're putting luck on the keychain. But if you want that lucky keychain to always be with you, how are you you're gonna say, yeah, that's my lucky keychain. I always have it. And you're gonna be solid in that. So you could even keep people and objects around you forever, or as long as you're in the 3D vessel, but you have to hold your focus on that. Because let's say you have a lucky fucking coffee cup, and like now you're just kind of over it, you don't really care anymore, you're not going to hold your focus that it's always going to be with you. So you can keep something forever if you hold your focus that it's yours forever, but time doesn't exist. But you know what I mean, like it's super fucking trippy, super fucking trippy. Do I believe we could keep the vessel forever? I mean, I don't know. That's not something I've ever really fucking thought about or cared about. I mean, I know that if someone is really focused hard on something and they're sure of it, yes, that can happen. So if someone does want that, yes, it can happen, because nothing is impossible. But for me, it's not something that really resonates with me. Not that it is impossible, just that like I don't really care about that. You know what I mean? But if that's like really someone's like life goal to just, be timeless in the same vessel, like for, all eternity. I mean, number one, time doesn't exist. So yes, it's theoretically possible, but they would have to like know that conviction within themselves. So that's really what it is. Like, anytime that anyone asks me a question that is like, I don't know, like, can you resurrect someone who's passed on or something? Like, and my answer is always going to be the same. It's like, if you are strongly attached to that result, a way will be made. Okay. But it's just, I don't really, yeah, everything is, it is fucking corny. It's like cringe as fuck, but it is true. So anything is possible, but it's like, how much are you in resonance with that thing? I've never really heard too many, even, people that I work with, no one has ever said that they want to resurrect, a dead person. No one's ever said that. So it's like, just, oh, thank you. So just the odds of that being, I mean, if someone really want that, yeah, they're gonna make it happen through their mind. But I mean, I would not put anything out of the realm of possibilities, because everything is possible. If you really are resonating hard body with some shit, you're gonna find a way to make it happen. Like, I mean, that's what they say in A Course in Miracles, right? A miracle is natural. If a miracle has not gone on, something has gone wrong, right? Some shit to the effect. I definitely agree with that statement. You don't need a method if you decided, because deciding is just, that's it. It's the ultimate. You have the conviction, you know it like your name, and that's it. It's done. The methods are there to help keep you on track, to keep the intrusive thoughts away. How does thought transmission work? The way that, yes, everything else is just a tool. The way that I see thought transmission, the way that I like to explain thought transmission, is that it is constant. It is going on whenever you think of someone. It's like they are standing in front of you and they are awaiting your command. They're like standing like a fucking stone motherfucker, okay? And they're in suspended animation and they're waiting for you to bring them to life. So you think of someone, I don't know, your friend Claire, let's say, and then, oh yeah, Claire's really cool. I want to hang out with her this weekend. Like, you think it. But when you think in that, because you said Claire, you know who the fuck you're talking about. Your mind knows who you're talking about. Now Claire is standing in fucking front of you and receiving that. Whether Claire is standing in front of you or fucking not, it's instant, okay? So an hour later, Claire might fucking text you like, yo, you want to go to the bar this weekend? And then you're like, oh shit, I was just thinking about that. That's how that shit happens. That's why you have these motherfuckers that you think about them and then randomly they hit you up because it's constantly going on. So if someone is, you know, having like a big program belief that is contradictory to what they want of the person, that means they have resistance to it. So let's say you're manifesting an SP and you're like, text me, call me, text me, call me, but you have a belief that they hate you. Yeah, they're still getting the thought transmission, but they might not text or call you because you have the belief that they hate you, which is still being transmitted to them. So they're like, I want to text, so I want to call them, but like, yeah, maybe I'm not feeling them. Maybe they hate me. Like, you see, it's like the belief shit is crazy because the belief thing, even if it's like directed towards a motherfucker, it's like you won't really think that it's going on in the background, but it still always is. So if you can, you know, just not, if you can just know what a limiting belief is, especially if it's a pattern, okay? You have a belief that every time you date someone, shit goes south really fast, okay? Even if you're sending the thought transmission to your SP, because you're in that dating situation, your mind is just computing, oh no, this ain't gonna work. This ain't gonna work. So you're still sending that to them, even if it's not directly at them. Just like with the job situation, if you go like to like 30 different jobs, but you always hate your boss, the common denominator is you. So like even though it's not directed at a particular person, it's just like, yeah, you always hate your bosses. Someone has to step forward and prove your assumption to be true. It's like that fucking crazy. How can you stop people being judgmental? Well, see, that in and of itself is you're judging other people, saying that they're judgmental. So why would you place that judgment upon someone saying they're judgmental? You need to start saying, motherfuckers don't give a fuck. They just chill, they stay in their lane and they mind their business. You see that? See how that fucking shit like creeps up? You know what I mean? Yes, I'm on YouTube, the same username as I am on here. All of my other social medias are linked in my bio. Whatever your thoughts, yeah. The thought transmission things is it's so fucking trippy. Like, it really is. I know all of you guys have experienced that. Like, if you're thinking of your best homie and all of a sudden they text you and you're like, what the fuck? Like, it's crazy. What do I think of tarot? I know I've answered this before. I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with tarot, but you need to understand that if you're really looking for an outside answer and you're looking repetitively at like tarot pages and shit, what is this reader going to say? What is that reader going to say? That's a you problem because you're seeking outside validation. Now, that being said, if there's like a tarot reader that you just want to get like a confirmation of shit that you already know, you're like, well, I'm feeling this way, but I need it worded to me, refreshed in my mind or something like that. Let me just see what this person says. And you're like, oh, okay, yeah, that works. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Another thing with tarot reading is that it's still picking up on your belief systems. So if you believe that your SP is going to propose to you tomorrow, your FYP is going to be fucking filled with that shit, with the tarot reader saying that. Not because they're fucking saying it, not because it's a sign, but because you have that belief, because everything is a reflection of you. Now, I'm going to tell you this fucking funny, I mean, it's not really a story, but when I said everything is a reflection of you, like literally, even you guys check your fucking TikTok FYP, because you're going to see a lot of shit that you're like, wait, what? This is me? Because there was this, and I get a lot of like manifestation content, obviously, because that's just like the genre that I'm in. I get like foodie videos and stuff like that. But there was one that was super fucking random. There's this dude, I think he's in Thailand, and he was just dancing. Okay. It was like a Kenny Rogers fucking song, and he was just dancing and like lip syncing to it. And he had like a fucking flower like pinned to his crotch. And he was just he was having a great time. I said, what the fuck? Because I wasn't thinking about that. I wasn't looking for that, but that's some weird shit that I would do. Like, I dance around acting fucking weird. I don't tape a flower to my crotch, but I just be doing weird shit like that, like dancing like fucking crazy, just being me. And I'm like, oh shit, this showed up on my FYP. So you take a look at the shit that's coming up for you. Like, if you're getting a bunch of like fucking, hell yeah, I love Kenny Rogers. Fuck yeah, know when to hold them, know when to fold them, whatever the fuck. Yeah, talking about The Gambler. It wasn't The Gambler song, it was something else, but damn, it was fucking, it had a snazzy little beat. But if you're looking at your FYP, okay, and you're seeing crazy shit on there, okay, and you're like, what? Like, it's in resonance with you. And that's also how your subconscious mind works. It's just going to keep, feeding you an algorithm that you entertain. So if there's like, oh my God, I get some TikTok ads on here too. Like, I really don't like ads. I'm just like, whatever. But like, I don't even entertain them. I'm like, because I'm not here to fucking buy shit. You know what I mean? So whenever I see the ads, I don't entertain it. I don't engage. I click not interested. So the algorithm knows this motherfucker ain't interested. Okay. And it's the same thing. You get a fucking negative thought that pops up, right? It's like coming at you like fucking T-Rex and shit. And then you're like, oh, negative thought. Okay. Next thing you know, T-Rex fucking swallowed your motherfucking asshole and he's shitting you out. And you're like, what the fuck happened? Because you entertained it. You could just, I see this T-Rex up in here. I'm going to go the other way because I don't want this shit near me. And that's how your mind works. It's the same as a fucking TikTok algorithm. And I know I'm not the only one that fucking says that. Like, I've seen that analogy mentioned a lot in the LOA community. It's like, it's all an algorithm. So if you have a thought, okay, do you want this thought to materialize in your 3D? If yes, entertain it. Expand on it. If no, swipe that motherfucker out there. So you can ask yourself that every fucking time. Do I want to see this shit in my 3D? And then you take it from there. That's how you got to deal with thoughts, like a fucking algorithm. Can't take a thought fucking personally, I'll tell you what. Yes, you entertain a fucking negative thought the same way that you'd entertain a like, you don't have to do that. You know what I mean? Okay, if your tarot reader said, yes, tarot can show you semblance of your current thoughts. So you said your tarot reader said this, that, and the third. The part of you assumes that that's true, and that's the reason why it showed up, honestly. Now, I do want to say, the live, yes, it will be on YouTube. I'm not sure when. I'm going to try to keep it a little shorter too, because the longer ones just take long to upload. I always say that, but yes, I will get this up as soon as possible. But the card readings are just showing you. So you have a belief in there, and then it surfaced, and that's what it is. But I'll tell you one thing, okay? If you're someone that is going from page to page, what does this tarot reader say? What does the tarot reader say? At a certain point, it's just going to be a whole discombobulated, like, rigmarole, okay? Because now you're just like, what are they saying? It's like, yeah, it's like chaotic energy. So you're going to get different answers. Someone might say, yeah, you're going to marry them. Someone might say, no, they're fucking across the world right now. Like, so I would suggest finding like 1, 2, 3 maximum of like tarot readers. And, if you find that their messages resonate, you like the way they talk, you vibe with their energy, yeah, go for that. But because it is sometimes someone can say something in a way where it clicks, right? Because they can tell you something from a different perspective. The same thing with like manifestation coaches, okay? Like, if you're searching, what is this new, even if you do your own readings, it's the same thing. It's still your beliefs. And especially if you're doing your own readings and you're checking in every day. What does this person feel like today? What does this person feel like today? It's like at a certain point, you're not going to get valid information because you're short circuiting you know what I mean? Because you're now in chaotic energy. But if you're manifesting, okay, you don't need to search for the next best technique. You don't need to search for every new coach. You just need to apply the fucking principles. And yes, there's going to be different coaches that word things differently or explain things differently. You might resonate with a few different, motherfuckers on here that are talking about manifestation, but it's not going to take away and it's not going to replace you applying the shit. Because now you're still in the chaotic energy. Oh, well, I'm going to look for the overnight technique, the fucking 2-cup method. Like, come on. So what I want to say to that is just apply the shit. Find a handful of coaches that you like their content, you like the way they word things, you dig in their fucking vibe, and you're like, okay, but you're still doing it. You can't look for the next best technique because, like I said in the beginning, there's no technique. The technique is just there to calm you the fuck down because the shit is already done and it's to get you out of your own fucking way. So just fucking apply the shit. Just legit apply it. That's all. You don't need to fucking do anything. Yes, you are the technique. Everyone is a technique. You're not trying to get anything. Okay, you have a desire. Boom, here it is. It's here. It exists because you can imagine it. Okay, you can think about it. It exists. Get the fuck out of the way. Get out of the way. Don't concentrate on the timing. Don't concentrate on anything. Just know that it is done. Apply your shit. If you need to do affirmations because you have intrusive thoughts and those make you feel better, yes, by all means. If you need to script because it makes you feel better, fine. If it makes you feel better, if it's going to get you out of your own way, if it's going to get you out of that fucking worried, frenzied, or impatient state, then do that. But you do not need to do that. You don't need to do that. I'm just sipping my water here. Like, everything is coming from you, okay? It's all you. All of your, limiting beliefs are you. You can just come to the fucking knowing, saying there is nothing standing in the way of me and my desire. And you can just say, I have no obstacles. Me and this thing are already together. Me and, my desire are one, okay? And you can decide that too. Like, yes, you can have a belief system that is detrimental to what you want and it could cause resistance. But if you keep looking for a block or why it hasn't happened yet or another limiting belief or, oh, you need to heal yourself in order to fucking get the thing, like, you're creating those fucking obstacles. You can just say, all my limiting beliefs are now extinct. They are defunct. They're just gone. But you have to stick with it. You can't just, this is what Neville Goddard fucking says. And he says, vain affirmations or some shit, right? He's not talking about the affirmations that you use, the robotic affirmations where if you just say something. He's saying the vain affirmation of like, you don't believe it, okay? And, if you don't believe it, yes, the robotic affirmations are helping you to shift that belief system. But the vain affirmation is you're saying it, but you're not conducting yourself as the motherfucker who has it. So you're saying it in vain. I'm a millionaire, but you check your bank balance. That was a vain affirmation. Okay, even if you're affirming all day long. Yeah, and I do want to clarify here because I'm not saying don't do affirmations or that affirmations you need to believe for them to work. No, I am saying don't declare something in vain and say, yeah, it's done, but then go wander off into the old story. Okay, that's why you say the robotic affirmations. You don't need to believe that, and those are not in vain. Those are pummeling that old belief system out of there. So there's a difference. There's a fucking difference with that. Okay, so like you just have to realize that you are the fucking way. You are the way and you are the obstacle. What do I personally think about the Bridge of Incense? Listen, if someone believes that there's a Bridge of Incense that needs to occur for them to get what they want, that's what's going to happen. Okay? If someone believes that the manifestation is instant, that's what it is. But from what my knowledge and, just my observations, the Bridge of Incidents is just like, let's say you declare something. Okay, you declare it on day one. I am a multimillionaire. You declare it. Okay, you know it's done. You know it's true. You don't care. You're just like, it's done, right? And let's say the money on day two doesn't show up. You're not. Oh God, I have to do this fucking puzzle piece shit. Hold on, give me a second. All right. The money doesn't show up on day two, but you're not even thinking about it. You're not thinking about a Bridge of Incidents. You're just like, I'm a multimillionaire. That's it. It's done, right? On day three, now you get a check in the mail. $50 million. Here you go. Where'd it come from? Don't nobody know. Don't nobody give a shit because you're a multimillionaire and you don't need to worry about the how or whatever, right? So one would think, okay, this I'm getting into it. You didn't think about the Bridge of Incidents. You just said it's done, right? But the Bridge of Incidents means that day two happened. There was no movement. There was no sign of anything, but you didn't feed into any bullshit. You were just like, it's done. I'm a millionaire. So I'm just chilling as my millionaire self. On day three, you received the check. So what does that Bridge of Incidents looks like? Day one, you declared it. Okay. Day two, building a bridge here. Nothing happened, but you didn't give a shit because you're fucking multimillionaire. Day three, oh shit, what happened? You got the check in the mail for $50 million. Now that looking back, hindsight, it looks like a bridge. You said what you said. You didn't do anything in the 3D. You didn't react to it. You didn't fight with it. You weren't impatient. You're just like, that's it. Day three, what happened? So it looks like a bridge from hindsight, but there's not really a bridge. You know what I mean? So if you're thinking about a Bridge of Incidents, I'm gonna be quite honest, you're not assuming the state, because now you're looking to build a bridge and you can't build a fucking bridge. It's not your job. Your only job as God is to assume what you want is already done. It's here now. That's it. Let there be light. Shit popping off. Okay, it's like 4 a.m. and they shutting the club down. That light is on and it's like fucking shining on you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just have to fucking know that it's done. That's your only job. You don't need to how, when, what are the logistics of it? How's the bridge gonna look? It's done. That's it. Well, if a lot of coaches are teaching about BBL, Birds Before Land, that's valid to them. It's valid to them because they're looking for BBL. They're looking for that shit. So they're saying, okay, well, I declared it's done. Oh, I saw SP's name today. That's a sign. Whoever is saying that, right? That's how they're looking at it. So it's their interpretation as Birds Before Land that it's coming, when you don't need to do that. You don't need to do that unless you have your full-blown manifestation in the 3D tangible form. Unless the money is in your bank account, you don't have it. So nothing else matters. Okay? If you get excited seeing SP's name, you married to your SP for 10 years. Okay? You get excited seeing their name. I mean, you're going to be like, oh, that's interesting. Okay. You're not going to, ooh, because that excitability is like, it's in a way, it's kind of like, not that it's fake. I don't know what word to say, but like if you're, ooh, oh my God, it's like you're overhyping something and you shouldn't be doing that because you don't have what you want. You saw their fucking name. They're not in bed with you. They're not living with you. They're not married to you. What are they doing? Okay, you saw the name. So what? So that's just my take on it, you know. The sign trap. I agree with that. Yeah, because then it's like motherfuckers get so fixated on looking for a sign or this or that, and it's like now you, instead of, like I said before, your focus is you want to be married to SP. That's it. It's here. It's done. I saw their name. What'd you do? You were here, okay? I'm married to SP. That's what it is. I saw their name. You see, and you gotta be careful. You gotta watch your mind in every fucking moment, okay? Because you just, right? This is your end goal. I'm married to SP. I saw their name. Now you're looking over here. You don't need to look over here. You just, their name is there. That's fine. I'm married to them. So what? And that's what you're doing when you're looking at the fucking birds before land and angel numbers. And now you're trying to figure out, what does angel number 827 mean? Like, motherfucker, it means what the fuck you think it means. Like, you're creating it. That's it. What do you think it means? Okay? So it's like, it's legit insane. So I would suggest to anyone, stop looking for a sign. Okay? Just stop. You know what I mean? Yep, you get to decide fucking everything. That's all you have to do. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Gaining wisdom by being here for 20 minutes. Do you have any tips on persisting through the 3D, especially when you're forced to take action? Okay. So for me, this really depends on your situation. Okay, but you're never forced to do anything. You always have a choice. You have infinite amount of choices in every moment. Okay, so it's just a matter, if it's like, let's say you want to quit your job, but you're like, how you gonna pay rent next month? There's still a fucking choice there. Either you trust that you quit your job and the money just comes to you, okay, or you remain at your job that you hate. So you're not forced to do anything. And I promise you, if you look at your 3D, there is always a way around it. There's always a choice, no matter what the situation is, okay? And there are some situations, granted, that yes, it might appear from a perspective that you don't have a choice. You have to, but you don't have to. So I implore you to look at other options, okay? Because you know, if you feel like you're forced to do something, that's also your belief, because you don't have to do shit. You don't have to do shit, okay? It's very, I'm telling you, it's very fucking sneaky. It's very, very sneaky the way this shit, you know, like creeps up. Because, you know, if you're looking at your manifestation, you know it's already done, you know the mechanics of manifesting, but then you're saying, you know, but it's hard to reprogram my mind. Yeah, because you said it was hard to reprogram your mind. You could just say, my mind doesn't even need reprogramming. What I want is already here. It's done. You see, in every moment, there's a choice of how you look at the thing. So look at what you want. That's it. Okay. And if there's a fork in the road, which there always is in every moment, even if it's just with a thought, what's another option here? Okay. Sometimes, like, let's say if it's a situation, right, that seems really big, okay, even though no situation is big or small, it seems like a really big deal and you gotta get it handled, you gotta get it figured out. What I would suggest is to calm yourself down as best as you fucking can. Take a time out, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, okay? Just be by yourself, okay? Put on some music you like, put on a meditation, just calm down, okay? And I really recommend meditation, okay? I know a lot of people, like, it works for them. Some people just find it doesn't work, but however, whatever's meditative for you. Okay, you could just scroll mindlessly on TikTok. That's a form of meditation, right? Because you're not concentrated on the problem. You're just kind of like, you're just doing, washing dishes can be meditative. Okay, so take that time and just set the intention, or say, this situation is what it is, but I know that I have a way out of it and the way has been made. Show me. Let it go. Okay? And this is where you have to trust that you're going to get the answer. Now, it might not come to you in the form of like a voice telling you what to do. It might come to you and you overhear a conversation the next day. And then, it answers your question. It might come with like your homie calls you that day and is like, let's go out for, fucking burgers. And then there's a fucking like chalkboard, right? That has, you ever see those fucking bars or shit? They have like these little chalkboards with like quote of the day on them. You go out there, then it says your next step will be, and then, right, you don't know how the answer is going to come to you. But if you get really quiet, you get really calm in a meditative state, okay, however long it takes for your mind to relax and not think of the problem, you just say, for the next 30 minutes, I'm not thinking about this. I'm gonna relax, set the intention that the answer is already laid in front of you, and it'll fucking happen. But you can't put like, the answer is gonna come to me in a fucking, sealed envelope, like delivered by a fucking carrier pigeon. Okay, you just have to let it go. However the answer comes to you, you will fucking know the answer. That's what I recommend for that. You count from 100 to 0. Yeah, like, because it really is a mindless activity to just be counting, and you're focused on the numbers. You're not focused on what's going on out there. You're just kind of in the moment. And if there's like something in the 3D that you perceive as a problem, you perceive that it's like a big deal, then you're still focused on it, which is exacerbating the fucking thing, because you're focused on that. So you have to not focus on it, and that's when the way of the solution appears, because you're not looking at the problem. And it a lot of times it is easier said than done, but if you could just get this down of remaining calm and centering yourself and saying, I already know the solution to this. Boom. I promise you're gonna get that fucking answer. How do you personally think of life? Some people think of it as a book or a movie. In my mind is a game. Yeah, for me too, it's a game. I mean, it really is a game. It's a game of like consciousness. Like, that's what it is. You're just elevating levels of consciousness. I mean, you could think of it as like a movie or a book, but if you think of it as a movie or a book, you always have to put yourself as the main focus, because remember, you're the only thinker of in your reality. So that's how you want to like look at it. You know what I mean? But to me, it's just like a consciousness expansion type of VR game. Yeah, however you want to look at it. If you like look at it through as a book or a movie, it just matters what resonates with you. I don't think there's a right answer. Even we came here to play. Fuck yeah. Even when motherfuckers say, oh yeah, the earth is like it's like a prison or some shit. I mean, really? If that's how you thinking, I want to know what your fucking experience looks like, because someone with that perception that the earth is a prison, wow, like, and if that's their perception, that's how it's going to play out for them. But I don't think there's ever going to be a right or wrong answer as to why we're here, because everyone is just going to have a different perspective. Just with my research and my observations and personal experience, talking to different motherfuckers, to me, this looks like it's a consciousness video game, most of all, where you are in your little avatar, your vessel, and you're the main character, because everyone else is, I don't want to say everyone else is an NPC, because they're having their own experience, even though there can be NPCs, but you're going through the game and you're up leveling in consciousness. That's how I look at it. But am I right? Absolutely not. Am I wrong? Absolutely not. It's just my perception. But I would not want to think of Earth as a fucking prison, because then that's you already put a limiting belief on yourself. Why would you want to believe that you're just chilling in a fucking prison doing what, you know? I don't know if there's any... I don't know how long I've been talking, but I want to keep this live too long, because then it's going to be like a fucking bitch and a half to upload to YouTube. Does anyone have any questions? And let's do a question where it's like, it would be beneficial for like the group in here. I don't know, like something, I don't know, not like how to manifest $10 million overnight, something deeper, because I don't know if I want to, like, you know, I feel like we've already, I feel like, you know, just in general, like manifestation content creators, we've already kind of explained, right? Anything that you want, it could be seemingly little or seemingly big, right? But, you know, the concept is the same. And I feel like a lot of questions that people ask, you know, and I understand there, you know, some individuals are just like beginning this journey and they don't really get it. But it's like, you know, asking questions like, how do you get an SP to be obsessed with you? Or how do you get the money in your bank account overnight? Or just things that are, the answer is obvious, right? It's like, you already know what to do. If you want someone obsessed with you, you just start saying that they're obsessed with you. If you want the money in your bank account, number one, don't put a time frame on it. Just say you're a millionaire. Like, omit the time, focus on what you want. So it's like, whenever you're manifesting anything, the recipe is the same. What do you want? Focus on that. Do nothing else. So it's like the how do I do this? How do I manifest that? Like, the questions can get very repetitive. And I feel like it's very self-explanatory, like in the manifestation community. Like, what do you want? Focus on that. Do not look at the 3D, you know? And then someone will be like, well, how do you ignore the 3D? And it's like, how do you ignore motherfucker that you don't like? You don't like this motherfucker. How do you ignore them? You don't look at them. You don't hit them up. You don't, like, they're most likely blocked. That's what you do in the 3D, really. You know what I mean? And you could just, you know, say something like, you know, if it's something that I don't know, that you're in every day in a 3D circumstance, you don't like it, just say, yeah, this is fake. This is a fake reality, because this is where my real reality is. It's in my mind. Like, a lot of, you know, a lot of the questions people ask are very simple, and I don't know if they just want like a different answer, but like anyone who's talking about the law is going to tell you the same thing in terms of any manifestation. For anything, what do you want? Okay, this is what you want. Do not look at the 3D. Know that it's already done. If you need to do a technique to keep you in the state, do that. But that's it, you know? Exactly. Repetition is key. When you meditate, this is a good question. When you meditate, should you focus on no thoughts or imagine your dream life? So what I mean by meditation is like, it's kind of just a state where, you know, and it's probably different for everyone, but it's just a state where you're just relaxed. You're not really focused on anything, right? You're just doing a mindless task, or you're just laying down. You could, you know, like someone said in here, you could count numbers backwards, or you could put on a meditation beat or guided meditation, right? You're not really doing anything. You're just letting shit come to you. So that's different than like, you know, an active visualization, where it would be more like the SATS technique, where you're just like thinking of your thing and that's what you're projecting onto it. Meditation is more about like just being calm and receiving anything that comes up. And like an active intention is like now you are consciously projecting what you are focusing your mind on. Whereas meditation is just like you're just being relaxed. Oh, hell yeah. I mean, if you have like a playlist, you know, that makes you feel good, just keep fucking listening to that because music really, really helps, you know? Anything that helps you to relax, I'm all for it. Or anything that puts you in the confident mood and you want to do an affirmations rampage or you just, you know, that's it because it's not about like feeling good, right? Like Abraham Hicks says it a lot. You just have to feel good. Like it's not about that. It's about just being in the moment and doing something that makes you happy so that you're not in your own way with the doubt and the impatience. You're just chilling. So that's how the thing can come to you. Because if you're saying I am this, but then you immediately, where is it? You just look at that. You put up a fucking wall when the thing was already here. You, oh, where is it? Oh, well, now it has to not show itself because you did that. So whatever you need to do to just be present in the moment and chill the fuck out, that's what you do. And it's different for everyone. Oh, shit. Okay. You never catch my TikToks. Well, TikTok lives. Well, I am glad that you're here. This one will go on YouTube as well. But glad you were able to join the live here. Yeah, I do the lives like super randomly. Like I never know when I'm going to do a live. I just, you know, I just fucking pop on. I don't really have a schedule. Like I know people like some creators, like they'll just, you know, they'll go live. Like they say, every Sunday at noon, I'm going live or whatever. And like, I mean, that's great for them, but I don't do schedules like that. I'm too like, I'm too free spirited to do a fucking, you know, schedule like that. So it's like, manifest always what? Oh shit. Yeah, you're always manifesting. So if you're manifesting watching my lives, hell yeah. Like that's always my intention, that anyone who's like watching the lives, just like, you know, they get the shit that they want. Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, I always like upload them. There are maybe a few that I missed just because they were super long and they like it wasn't like downloading onto my phone. It was taking forever. But what is my best manifestation tip? Just decide what you want and get out of your way of it happening, which means you're not looking at the timing. You're just, you know, you're like, okay, it's done. You're not looking at the 3D. You're like, okay, it's done. You're not reanimating old stories or past conversations. You're just like, it's done. You don't need to do any techniques. This is what I want. Boom. I know it like my name, like I know my name. It is done. That's it. That's the state of the wish fulfilled. This is it. This is your desire. You don't look elsewhere. Something tries to creep on in. Oh, something's in the corner of my eye. Don't know what that is. Don't care because it's not my manifestation. I'm focused on my manifestation. That's it. It's done. Do I work under the assumption that I am God? I mean, I don't know if that's really an assumption. I guess it can be, but I mean, I am God and everyone is God as well. So it's not, you know, but in my reality, just as in everyone's reality, because they are the only thinker, they are the only God. So I'm the only God for me, but that doesn't mean that there aren't other gods, right? Like, you know what I mean? That's just how I look at it. Because if you think about it, even this is like a big one with the SP shit. They're like, oh, well, how can you tell what SP is thinking when you're manifesting them? How do you tell what anyone is thinking? What are you thinking that they're thinking? What are you thinking of them? That's what they're thinking. Okay? Because they cannot think anything. And if you're saying, oh, well, I think they think this. Yeah, well, okay. You are still the only thinker. There is no other thinker. You can only assume what someone else is thinking. You're not in their fucking head. I mean, you are like, I mean, there's levels to this shit. You are kind of through the thought transmission, but they're still thinking to themselves in the way that they talk to themselves in their mind, just like the way you talk to yourself in your mind. And they're having their own experience, just like you're having your own experience. So if you're ever like, well, what does someone think of me? Doesn't matter. It could be an SP, it could be fucking anyone. What do you think they think of you? Because that's what the fuck they think of you, because you're the only thinker, and they can't do that, right? Like, do you see what I mean? Like, you're the only one with that narrative in your mind. That's why you are God. Okay? So you assume everything. You assume that you're going to wake up and there's going to be trees over here. You assume that you're going to wake up and the sun might be shining over there. You assume this motherfucker loves you. You assume this motherfucker hates you. But you don't really know what's going on in their mind verbatim. You're basing their thoughts off of what you think that they're thinking. That's why you are the only thinker, and that's why you are God. That's why everyone is God, because everyone is, having that same experience that you are. So, I mean, I don't know if I would call it an assumption that I am God and everyone is God, but that's just the way I see it, Oh, shit. Okay. This says, great job. I've been live for 90 minutes. So I don't want this to get too long where it's going to be like a bitch to upload to YouTube. And I have been talking for a while. So I appreciate all of you for being here. And thank you for all the gifts. Thank you for the questions, the conversations. Thank you for your presence. And yeah, I think I am going to hop off on here, and this will be on the YouTube. All of my socials are linked in my bio on here. So, thank you guys for all being here. And, yeah, I'll be posting. And if you subscribe to me on YouTube, this will be on YouTube at some point. So have a good evening, morning, afternoon. I don't know where all of you are, but yeah, I hope you catch it too. Yeah, I'm just, thank you for all the likes of the live. Thank you so much, guys. Yeah, I'll try to be on live more often, but for a set schedule, I don't know. That's just a lot for me. And remember, time doesn't exist anyway. So I pop up randomly. So thank you all for joining. Talk to you guys soon.